When he gets a minute.
Well, he's going to have to bring Greg down here.
What, for help?
No, he wants to look at something.
Oh, I thought it took two. You see this crap going on down south in North Carolina? My God.
Oh, I haven't been watching TV.
The flood's still coming here, Hal. It's not stopping. I don't even know if all the rivers crested yet.
I've been there and done that.
Not like this. These are pretty bad.
It's going to take them a good year to get back to normal.
Well, how much did you have in the house again?
About 7 inches.
Yeah, these guys got about 5 feet.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. Their houses, some of them are almost up to the roof.
Figure it would be going, but they had to do something with the floods.
Well, it was a storm surge, and, there was what they got, 3 or 4 feet of rain, for crying out loud. There's not a whole lot you can do about that.
I know. Oh, well. You guys carry on. My voice is going. I have rest.
All right, Hal. Good hearing from you.
Good. CRF is gone, Joe?
Good. Yes, you're clean as a cucumber. I can't say clean as a whistle because Richie says whistles are dirty.
Well, I took the whole radio apart. I rerouted the wires. I drilled a couple more holes in the countertop. And I separated them.
Sounding good, Harold. Doing a fine job.
Oh, that was the cluster. You know what?
Oh, yeah. Been there. Been there, done that.
Hey, Mike, what is that cover? Where can I get the felt?
Hey, Mike, where'd you go? He must have taken the standby there, Harold.
Hey, you want to hear the latest, too? They're
sure, what's up?
1/8" screws. And what they did, when they screwed it in, they must have used some kind of crazy glue. I could barely get the screws out.
They probably used Loctite.
Yeah, Loctite.
No, that's not crazy glue.
Well, I had to go to the hardware store, get new screws and washers and everything else.
Wow, really?
I couldn't get them back on either. They're covered with this shit.
Did you put Loctite back on it?
No.
What was that, Ed?
Well, you have to, when you have Loctite, you just have to heat the volts up.
Yeah, with a blowtorch. Take a blowtorch to your radio.
Take Judy's hairdryer.
Wait, come on.
Hey, Judy's hairdryer, there you go.
Says it all the time.
Who?
Flex. They use a hairdryer on it.
Okay.
Where'd Richie go?
Hey, I went to go make a sandwich.
Oh, I thought he blew up his amplifier.
You got 3 minutes to go. He said it'll be gone 10 minutes. That was 5-0.
Keeping track of them?
Oh, yeah. I told him I'm starting the clock.
All right, listen to this one, Joe. When I put everything back together again, turn the anon on. No power going out. I'm saying, oh, Christ. Did I screw up? No. I don't think so. And I'm looking. About a half an hour, I realized I was in standby.
Do it to you every time.
Been there and done that.
Senior moment, eh?
Hey?
I have senior moments too, trust me. I'm like, what the hell did I push? What button did I push now?
What'd you say?
Harold had a question for you about, what was the question, Harold? About Tom's, Mike's back.
Yeah, Mike, where can I buy the felt? And that was all. I couldn't clean it out. I couldn't suck it out. I ripped it out. They glued that felt in there.
Oh, you're talking about this
I know. I know, Mommy. I'm afraid. I'm scared. But I know. I want to hit the PTT, but I'm afraid. I just don't think the station's good enough to play with the big boys. Okay. I'm calm. You know what? You're right. I can play with the big boys. Okay. I'll do that. Thank you, Mommy. See ya. Get out of here. All right, you guys. K1GMM. Deep in the heart of the Green Mountains of Vermont. Hope everybody had a good... How long has it been? A couple weeks? Week and a half? I don't know. This episode is how not to be a baby. Don't be a baby. Like me. Had some great conversations with some guys and some good feedback on the streams lately. There are a lot of folks watching that don't have their tickets yet. I shouldn't say a lot. There's a few people watching that are kind of debating on whether to get into ham radio or not. Sorry about the noise. I'm going to back this off a little bit. I'm going to share some thoughts. I just spoke with a guy who lives in Norway. Name's Stian. And I can't remember your call. I don't know if you're in here, Stian. Hey, Ed, Rick. Not storming, showing the Rick's going to be doing a video later, so check Rick. N8, November 8 SDR. Go to his YouTube channel. He's going to be doing a rundown on his inverted L. Push to terminate PTT. Yeah, I know the hurricane title. I don't know what. I'm going to have to change that, Rick. I don't know what the deal is. But anyways, let me get back on track. I just wanted to check the chat here and address anything that may be going on. Don't know what the deal is with that. I scheduled a new event, but it came up as that, so I'll figure it out. Anyways, back on track. So I got a message from a guy who's getting ready to get his technician license. And, you know, when you look at a lot of these stations, you think to yourself, well, you know, these big super stations and stuff, I'm not going to be able to play in that realm. But after talking to Stian, I can tell you, you can work the entire world on a spool of wire and a free radio. You don't need all these bells and whistles and all this crap that you see. You don't need a 7851. You don't need a TS990. You don't need a top-of-the-line flex. You don't need an Anon. You could spend $200 on a set that'll cover, let's say, forget 6 meters for now, 10 through 160. $200 for that. Get yourself a power supply. $200 radio. Go to Amazon, buy one of those cheap Chinese power supplies for like $20. $30 for a spool of wire, and $30 for a 100-foot length of RG8X. $300 you can get on the air and work the entire world. Here's my point. I know guys, Tommy KB3 UFB, good friend of mine in Pennsylvania, works ZL-VK Cook Island from Pennsylvania all the time on 20 meters. He has a G5 RV up. Jeff, 2E1AFC, another good friend of mine, works the entire world, ZL-VK from the UK, all over the place on an OCF, a spool of... Okay, we're reconnected. We've got high winds in the valley here, so if the stream all of a sudden dies, that's what happened. We lost power or something happened here. So getting back to the station, the rack gear I used for the audio, I've had sitting here. This is stuff for the studio, recording studio I have had. I still have it. It's shut down. You can see the drums. And by the way, those drums back there, they're Premier resonators, and they are Rod Morgenstein's drums, believe it or not. He turned them in after a drum clinic in Creative Music in Wethersfield, Connecticut. And I happened to walk in. I said, hey, those are Rod Morgenstein's drums. He's a drummer for Dixie Dregs, Winger. He was voted top progressive rock drummer like 5 consecutive years in a row by Modern Drummer magazine. Phenomenal drummer. Can I play like him? Absolutely not. But at least I can sit there and dream. So I got that. The tuner I picked up for $225, and the 1kW AL80A amplifier I picked up for $200. So you don't need a lot, just a spool of wire. Okay. Stian's making multi-thousand-mile trips off of his station in Norway with an antenna, a piece of wire that's not even cut to correct length on 20 meters, taped to the ceiling of his apartment. That's my point. Don't be a baby. Get on the air and just do it to it. Okay. That being said, Ian, how's it going, Ian? Okay, now we're moving on to I spent the past 2 days putting up an 80-meter phased Delta Loop array. I had it up last winter, and I got it up yesterday afternoon. One of the feed points was laying on the ground. And you never guess who I heard on 3803, 3.803. I heard Tokyo, Japan in here last night. Actually, it was starting to get daylight over there, and the band closed. And this was, I can't remember, 5:30 in the afternoon. And I heard them on this array last winter when I had it up. This thing has some insane ears. It's absolutely amazing. So what I'll do, I don't have an analyzer, and it's too difficult. I don't have one handy to show you. But the bandwidth on this thing is ginormous. It's a 2-element array. Each loop is 263 feet. They're spaced 40 feet apart. And the phasing lines are roughly, I believe, 41 degrees, 41 feet for the 2 feed lines, and I think it's 38 feet for the phasing line. I can't remember the degree lines. I'll have to go back in and look. But it's a phased array. It's remote switchable from the shack. So that's what I've been up to the past 2 days. So we're going to give a listen around on 80 meters here, 75 meters, and see what we can hear, see if there's any DX coming in, which I don't see any on the pan adapter right now. So it's a little early, but we'll try and make a couple contacts anyways and goof around. Maybe Bill, we can try and connect, K3WDR. So Bill, post a frequency. Kevin, GB2VK, special event station, GB2VK in North Wales, Marconi. Oh, Marconi site. Fantastic. Kevin. Okay, Kevin wants me to mention, anybody who's not paying attention in the chat, they have a special event station at the Marconi station in Wales. We are making contact with VK stations at 3 a.m. UTC to celebrate 100th anniversary. And good evening, Anthony. So just a heads up. That's Golf Bravo 2 Victor Kilo, special event station in Wales. Very cool. I wish you the best of luck there, Kevin. And with that, I'm sure you guys are going to do very well. Speaking of Marconi, I've always wanted to go down I've been talking about this for a year to the Marconi site, which there isn't anything left because the towers, the base of the towers, are actually in the ocean now, down on Cape Cod. I've always wanted to do that. So let me do a little look around here, and there's something I'm going to show you on the array as well. So let me get that set up. Hold on, you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to show you right now, you guys, don't have the analyzer handy, but and it's a ballpark. It's not an analyzer, but it gives you a good idea of where everything is. I'm going to show you and do an SWR sweep on the 7300, show you what the array looks like. Let me get it into Coax Direct. This is amazing when you see this. Check this out. So I'm going to go ahead and sweep. It's going to sweep from just above 3.50 to about 4 megahertz, which is the entire 80 meter band here stateside. So here we go. Start the sweep. Okay, so what you're looking at about a 1 point, that's probably a 1.3, 1.3 to 1 to, good Lord, 1.2, 1.1 to 1 all the way through up to just below 4 megahertz. That is insane. In the ears on this thing, I'm telling you, man, it is unbelievable. I don't know if it's got any teeth, but boy, she hears gangbusters. So let me do a little looking around here and see what we can find. Bill, hey, Chris. Yep, doesn't look like anybody else has popped in the chat, so we're going to be up and going. Here we go. I'm going to get my headphones on. Okay.
On next, and then we'll call for traffic. Victor Echo 9 Romeo Echo Bravo.
Okay, Bill, I can... Hey, Chezzy Wes! What's up, Chezzy and Al? You guys rock. CJ. You guys are freaks. Okay, Bill, I can barely hear anything on 3750.
All right, I missed you completely before. They covered you well, so glad to get you at this time. All right, any stations with traffic only? The Maritime Net, over.
Okay, Maritime Net. Hey, Jerry. Yeah, where's net control, Bill? Because
any
I just...
further stations with or without route traffic for the Maritime Net. Go ahead, please.
That's Echo 1, Charlie Romeo Romeo.
Victor Echo 2, Alpha, Mexico.
I'm going to go ahead and mute that for a second. My audio is really hot, so let me back this. Let me know if I'm pushing the audio on the microphone a little bit too hard, you guys. K1GMM, good evening. How are you? Good to see you, Jerry. Bill, where is net control for this net on 3750? Because I just switched it into Northeast, and he was much, much stronger. I could barely hear you if you were in there, but I don't know who that was. I don't know where the stations were. John Boy's in there. John Griffiths. He will be at the GB2 VK Saturday, so he's going to be there as well. Good to see you, John, and good luck in there with the special event. Elle says, why did you put the deltas back up? Because let me give you my thoughts, and this is something I didn't say. I put the deltas back up, the array, because those things hear things that none of the other antennas I have hear. I'm a big fan, if you haven't figured this out, of full wave loops. Now, they're not small, they're very large. Even a 40-meter loop is rather substantial. 20-meter loop is a piece of cake, but you're talking full wave on any of those bands. You need a little bit of space to put them up. You can put them up vertically or horizontally, like a lot of guys run big 160-meter loops, but I'll tell you what, man, the way these things hear, I noticed last night the signals, I actually had to completely change the pan adapter because the receive was so much higher. The level of signal was exponentially higher. I don't know how many times, but it completely screwed the pan adapter up. And that was over the Moxon array. The Moxons, they work good. I've worked stations barefoot on 80 meters on that deep into Europe in the past 3 weeks. But compared to this thing, not even in the same realm. These things, just the way they hear is insane. I'm still in shock over it. I had them up last winter, but I had a lot of interaction once the leaves came out on the trees. And RF, I also found out, which I didn't know this before, but RF flows through the center of the array. And I had a tree right in the middle of the array, literally right in the middle of it. So it was screwing the thing all up. So that's why I took them down. But they're up to stay now, for sure. Even just for sheer listening. I mean, I'm going to take a look. Oh. Okay, that might be some DX. Let me get this back on. There is something in there I'm looking at. So let me get out.
Just getting around a little bit late here tonight. Had company and had a bite to eat. I even missed one of my normal nets tonight. So anyway.
Something I just saw on the pan adapter just below 3800. I did find out that Japan can actually go to 3805 because I heard them in there 3 times last winter. And they were in there late yesterday afternoon. I heard them on 3803. So I'm kind of watching for that. There was a signal in here a little bit ago, but I don't know, Al, if it'll do better than the Moxon. All I know is the level of receive on it. I would imagine it's probably going to transmit as well. Maybe it should transmit a lot better, but the way it hears, it hears about 10 dB. 10 dB better gain on receive, at least. It's unbelievable how these things hear. Come on. There's somebody in there. Okay, that's Yankee Lima 2 Gulf Bravo. I've worked him. I believe he's the station I worked. Yeah, I would think so, Rick. Come on, dude.
Tu veux ce que je t'ai écrit sur Internet?
Okay, you guys, you see this right here? That's coming out of Europe. It's always there. It's always there. Now, if I flip it, there you go. I just went southwest. So this, believe it or not, Rick, this has it's not quite as good, but it's darn close. The Moxon had 15 average, but it was very peaky. It was very peaky in, like, if you moved off the point of resonance, the front to back would drop, which is normal anyways. But this one has a little bit less. I think the Moxon peaked around 20. And it's because of the interaction here and where I live. But these loops, 15 consistently. At least that's what I remember from last year. They're not insane, as far as front to back, but I'll lose a little bit of the front to back for the ears. The way these things hear, I can't even believe it. I don't think the band's going to set up for DX. We're very early for 80. This is something I found too. This is something I found with the loops. These loops arranged in a beam style fashion. They say a beam antenna opens the band sooner and closes it later, right? I can tell you for a fact that is 100% true. I hear things that nobody hears anywhere around me. I've worked stations in Europe and nobody's working them before. And eventually, yes, they do start working them. To me, what the difference pan adapter display means from the top to the bottom. Yes, I will. Hold on. Okay. These are all good questions. I take it for granted that everybody knows what they're looking at. So this is a free program. This is called HDSDR. The top, if you look at the mouse, good, you can see the mouse. The top is basically the waterfall. This is the RF spectrum. The one underneath it is the RF spectrum down here. You can click to change frequencies anywhere within the top window or the bottom window. So let's get to the bottom. Okay, this show you what this is. The bottom here, this is for the audio. So this gives you a picture of what the audio spectrum looks like of the transmitting station. Here you have 200 hertz, and I have it. I was listening to those guys with the Anon there, which this may be him. I don't know. Let me listen. Oh, I'm off frequency. Okay, so this down here is the audio spectrum. So I have it wound out to 4 kilohertz, 4,000 hertz, and I have it wound all the way back to, oh, good Lord, I don't know, probably 100 hertz, 60 hertz, somewhere in there. And this is handy, like if you want to get your audio straightened out, you don't even need to listen to it. You can key the rig and see where your audio is in here, which is really handy. It's nice. It's more for ESSB type stuff, but it's actually a great diagnostic tool for people. You know, if they ask you if it sounds okay, you can see where the peaks and valleys are, where the hot part of the spectrum is. So let me turn the audio on the set back on.
In Florida. I'll let y'all get back to your QSO.
Thank you.
All right, Jamie, you take care, and I got to come up to 60 one night and say hello to you. And thanks for stopping in.
This is something interesting about the Anons.
Yeah, catch you later on, Jamie.
Look at the pan adapter right here. I'll show you. This is the guy with the Anon.
Yeah, sounds like you
right
got
here.
a good group up there, Mike.
Pay attention to how sharp it is. Anons have what's called pure signal. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, a bunch of wackos up there. I don't know.
And it's the only radio on the planet where you set your band edges on your transmit, and it does not encroach out beyond that at all. It is absolutely amazing. See this guy right here? He's splattering all the way up to
it died.
45, 6, all the way. He's on.
Did they find out what was wrong with him?
That's pure signal. That's the Anon.
Infested with fleas, and
this is most likely a Flex or something like that, or a big Kenwood or something.
Much. It had so many fleas that it was just, it was a nice looking kid.
And I heard something interesting too. I was listening to these guys earlier regarding the Anon.
Or older, but
if you have all of your RF crammed into that passband, and it's not splattering out to the sides,
it was extremely weak, and I don't know about
but it's not as tight as the Anon, Rick. Not even close, man. Not even close. I've paid attention to these Anons. They're terror. They're terrifying. This is a Flex.
Oh, what a shame.
That's an Anon.
She's got a good heart.
See, watch the difference between the Flex and the Anon. You'll see it right here. So you take all of that RF energy and you cram it into the passband, and nothing is splattering out of the sides. As far as efficiency goes, I mean, all of that is just very compact. It's remarkable.
Yeah, well, the vet couldn't do anything. Said it was really, really.
If I could afford one, I'd buy one, but I refuse to own a rig that's solely reliant on a computer, like an Anon is.
We gave it a proper burial,
And kill it.
Not like we threw it in a garbage can.
Let me
I went in the backyard and went into the woods and did what we had to do.
Bugsy Malone.
It sucks no matter what. But she's got these 3 kittens now. We're trying to.
That's pretty funny.
Trying to figure out what we're going to do with them.
I'm kind of waiting to see if anything opens up.
Right, Rich?
No.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. Check it out. This is where I heard him last night. Japan was in here. That's them. I'm about 99% sure that's them. For all you newcomers to the stream here, does anybody know how many countries aside from Japan can go to 3.805? Because I just found out this past week that's why I hear them in between 3800 and 3805 is because they're actually allowed to go above 3.8. I'll tell you what, if we didn't have static crashing, I could copy them. They're just not in there strong enough. I can't hear them. I can't confirm, but this is where I hear them on 3803, and they were here. I heard them 3 times last winter, and it was the only time they're probably in here all the time, and I just didn't hear them. I can't hear them good enough, so I'm not sure. The problem is they're Asian, so they're talking in their native language. I have a feeling things are gonna turn on all of a sudden. Ooh, that's pretty strong. Sometimes, the 7300 is it's okay. But sometimes you can play with like a combination of the RF gain, the noise reduction, the preamps, and just eke out a signal in there. Yeah, Chris, what are you hearing for... Are you hearing any stateside coming in? This is addressed to Chris. Yeah, learn Japanese. Ain't happening. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm very surprised. What are we at? We're at 2241 UTC. And usually I hear stations in here. Latvia, that station I've worked before, was in there for just a brief moment, and then he was gone. So I don't think it's... Seems a little late for Asia. Anybody know where Gray Line is? Chris, no DX. You're not hearing anything from stateside coming in. No problem, Al. Oh. Okay, seeing as how that's a bust for now. I was kind of hoping I'd hear some things. I'm not going to call. Usually I will, if I hear somebody, I'll throw out a call. But see, that's being a baby. I'm being a baby. I need to practice what I preach and actually throw out a call. You know, just because, and that's something for new hams as well. Just because you don't hear anything doesn't mean you shouldn't throw out a call. Go ahead. If you're on 20 or let's say 17 or 15 meters or 10 meters and it's nothing but white noise, sit there, throw out a call for 20 minutes or so. Just do it in cycles. And people may be listening, but nobody's talking. Like me, I do a lot of listening. Anyways, the computer, the noise is pretty much gone. Noise is pretty much gone, Al. I've had some computer issues here with computer-generated trash getting into the pan adapter and the radio. I have a whole new set of jumpers coming. Really good quality. They cost me my left nut, basically. I'm a little irritated over that, but jumpers which go from the IF out on the back of the rig and jumps it together, and then a special cable from that adapter on the back of the radio to the dongle, the dingle dongle. I'm going to try this. Solid state drive, 120 gig. I'm going to give this a shot. It's going to take me a while, but I think the computer noise I'm hearing is actually the hard drives. Don't ask me why, but it only happens when the computer is tasked, and it only happens on 20 meters and up. But I've been able to almost completely eliminate it. I can still hear it a tiny little bit. You guys can't see it, but I actually have the computer encased in aluminum window screen. It's a big computer. It's got a lot of crap running in it. So I figured I'd give this a shot. It was cheap, you know. When you rip this hard drive out, I got to back up all my stuff to one of the external hard drives that I plug in. and put this in there and load everything up and check it just to see what happens, see if it works. So we'll give this a shot. What the heck? I think I paid like $28 for this thing, 120 gig. Solid state drive. Some, who knows? SATA 3. Gets decent reviews. I'll probably grenade the stupid thing. I don't know what it is, Rick. It's a mushkin. A mushkin. Mushkin source. So, go figure. Got decent reviews. I'll give it a shot. And if it works for a while, I may even buy more. Okay. Looks like we got some activity below 3,800, so here we go. Enough of that shenanigans. I need a beer.
Yeah, I went to the website this morning, did a little more research, went out in my yard. I took the day off. I was doing some yard work, but I spent some time, and I eagerly await the delivery. And,
I think, yeah, Rick.
I look forward to.
I think it should wake this computer up big time. Everything I've seen
I think if you have viewed their
makes a huge difference as far as waking
the computer. You've seen that you
oh yeah, Cobra's gone.
Weave that into
it's all spooled up.
a variety of
I need more beer.
Stop
it, Ed.
The maximum performance on it. So I think that
see who this guy's talking to.
You may be quite successful. Although the wire that you're using right now, is this the wire that we spoke on 60 meters back to you?
Yeah, right now I am on a 160 dipole fed with Alamar 400 with a 4-to-1 balance.
Oh gosh! Check this out.
On it, and so that's what I'm wanting for the antenna. Like I said, one side's about 100. One side is about 123 feet.
Let me flip. I was pointed at Europe, and this guy just came roaring in. Hold on.
Its total length is about 156 feet, or 256 feet or so of wire.
Yeah, that's like the difference between.
But my trees.
Good heavens.
That's the issue. I just have to figure out how to.
It's like an S9 to 20 over just by flipping it around. So it's working somewhat.
And I'll roll it around to see how much wire it would take.
So both of these are stateside. So they're in the DX window, and they're not supposed to be. Everybody paying attention. If you're going to rag to stateside, get out of the DX window. I didn't know this either. But there's a bunch of Canucks, Canadians that do this. 3780 3780 through 3800 is the DX window. You want to stay out of there because it's a very tight window for DX. And guys get in here and just like this, they lock it down. And there's the entire band you could go in, but it's just ignorance. Yes, I'm on the Delta Loops, Jerry.
I hope to have in my installation. Back to you.
Well, I'm pretty sure I don't think I'll have any problems. It's either going to work or it's not.
Get out of the pool. Oh my God. I don't have the amp running. I think it's pointless. So let me, Bill, where are you at? Bill, give me a frequency and I'll go chase it down there maybe. No mocks on, Chris. I'm on 80 meter phase delta loop array. There's I put 2 delta loops up in the past 2 days. Okay, yeah. Bill, connect the coax. Hurry up, buddy. Choose a frequency, Bill, and I'll meet you there, and maybe we'll drag Rick in here, too. Anybody else listening that stateside here. I don't hear any DX. Zippo. And it's always in here. And it's Friday night. This is what I don't get. $38.17, got it. Oh, I got. Bill, I've got someone on 3819 right here.
This radio's got some very good receive.
What about 38?
Superior receive.
What about 3824, Bill? 3.824? Hang on, guys. Make sure everything's sorted here. It's crazy. I can see the SWR move a little bit because it's really windy and the antennas are bouncing up and down.
Is the frequency open?
Rick, you in there? Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike.
Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Kilo
Oh, there he is.
Whiskey Delta Romeo.
Kilo 3 Whiskey Delta Romeo. Got you in here, Bill. How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. You are now famous. I don't even know if you can copy me. How copy K3WDR, K1GMM, over.
Bill not hearing you? SDR.
Can either of you guys hear me? K1GMM.
Romeo, only copy on YouTube.
Okay, Bill. I got you in here. Give me another over quick. Give me another over quick, and I'll give you an accurate signal report there. Actually, you'll get it. You'll get it off of YouTube there. Over.
No copy on K3WDR 3824.
Okay, so it looks like Rick, you could hear both of us, correct? Had a good copy on Bill, really good copy. Just make you out, Steve. John, what? On 3824? You can just make me out over there? Okay, Rick, do you copy me at all, Rick? I'll give you a good report. Want to check the receive on this thing. I am going southwest. NASDR, K1GMM, over.
K1GMM, NASDR. You and Bill are both going. You guys are
Okay, Rick. Yeah, you're about an S9 plus 5, kind of a little bit up and down, but yeah, no problem on you. Got Bill in here really good, so both of you are about the same. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a lot of phone calls here, so it's a little rough. I've got anywhere from 10 to 15 over static crashes, so it's making this a little rough. But I do hear both of you guys a little while ago, so maybe, I don't know, copy me in 8 SDR.
Yeah, I got you in here. It's up and down. It's up and down because I think it's still a little early. How far ahead are you? Are you an hour? I think you're only an hour behind, correct?
Me?
Yes, Roger.
Yeah, it's, well, no, come on, it's 17 here, just about.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll head down into, I'll run down in the DX part of the band, throw out some calls, see if anybody comes back from across the pond. I'll be very surprised, to be honest with you. I'm going to actually take a little standby. I'm going to run upstairs, let everybody go get something to drink, and I'm going to grab a cup of tea. I'm really tired, and my voice is real cack right now, so I've been outside slaving all day. I should have taken a picture and put it on the stream of what the front yard looks like. You guys your wives would kill you probably if they came home and saw that mess. But that's my job for tomorrow morning. All right, catch you in a bit. Go into standby here. K1GMM.
All right, Steve, I'll catch you here a little bit later at 8 SDR.
Yeah, I'm going to run up quick, you guys, and grab a cup of tea and see if there's any DX around. Throw out some calls across the pond. I'll bring the amp online and warm that up, too. You got an amp, use it, right? I'll tell you what, Rick. That antenna works good, man. It's throwing a good signal in here. No problem. So, on 80 meters, and this is, you look at the time of the day, Ohio, it's pretty impressive. So, anyways, I'll be back. You guys grab a toddy or something and see if I can make a mess. Let me at least put the radio on something instead of static. I'd find some elevator music, but hey.
There you go. I lost another tree and my antenna's come down with it. K3SPK. Back over to you.
KA3SPK, AC1DU. We're expecting some rain overnight, and it's a follow-up to a decent day, though a few days ago we had the torrential after effects of the tropical storm that hit down there in North Carolina, and that came through your community, and we're expecting again overnight some heavy rain, and we'll just wait and see what happens with that. Well, listen, Chris, I'm going to move along. I'm going to go back down to 40. I will look for you for the next day or two after you have your install on the new amp, and I'll be delighted to give you some feedback with that. So I will turn it back to you for your final, and then I will be clear. AC1DU back to KA3SPK.
That's good. I will look forward to hearing you on the air. Hopefully I'll have it up and running by then. And hopefully the feedback I get from you is not the same feedback I'll get through my microphone. So we'll see what happens. KA3SPK, I'll let you go.
73, Chris, a pleasure chatting with you again. Good luck. I look forward to chatting again. 73.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's what they call static crashing, Chris. I'll show you. Let me grab... let me pull this up. Ooh. Oh, man, dude. Oh, look at this mess coming. Oh, we are going to get rocked. Here, hold on. Let me show you guys this. For the guys that aren't real familiar, I'm going to treat this kind of more like an educational thing tonight. I'll throw out a few calls, but I'm going to have to shut down. Check this out. Look at that. That's all thunderstorms. I didn't know we were supposed to get thunderstorms. Well, we may not get them. This is where I am right here. Okay? Right where you see the mouse. Right in this area. And this is a line of thunderstorms. And yes, like anywhere, like if we have thunderstorms here, depending on the propagation and the path, you know, that's going on, you can actually, they'll actually hear it in the UK on 40 and especially 80 meters once it goes long. And the delayer, you know, it's all about delayer absorption and stuff like that. So once 80 meters sets up and DX starts rolling in, well, so do the thunderstorms. So that explains why the band is so noisy. And that is also the reason why, if you want to play this game on 40 through 160, as far as DXing goes, you have to do it in the wintertime. The winter time's the kill box because the thunderstorms are much less and the bands are much quieter. You know, come December, January, February, those are really the great months. November, you can still have a lot of thunderstorms, but maybe a little bit fewer. But this is not good. this is an insane amount of noise. That's what you're hearing. So hopefully that explains it. And while we're here, you know what we're going to look at, which is, I didn't do this and what I always do. Ew, look at this. 3-day geomagnetic forecast. It looks like we're going to a K4 on September. Forecast discussion. Let's see here. 24-hour summary. Solar wind. High levels on days 1 and 2. What I found is that it doesn't take a lot to screw the bands up at the bottom of this cycle. Doesn't take much. You know, proton flux is at background levels. That's not really a big deal. This right here, when you see this, yeah, that's not good. This can screw the bands up, even though the K index could be a 1. So there's a lot of variables. You got the A index, the K index. 70 centimeter flux. You've got, good God, a myriad of stuff that I don't understand, but I just look at a quick snapshot. All right, off and running. We're back at it.
Kilomètres au sud-est de Sainte-Marie. Présentement, il fait 18,5 dehors. Il y a pas mal de vent. La pluie a cessé autour de 5h30 à peu près. Et on en a eu véritablement un déluge. Ça tombait à bord de bout, là, puis des bons aussi. En plus. Donc, les gazons vont être verts en ville, ça c'est sûr. Merci encore pour l'animation, puis au plaisir d'une prochaine.
I'm actually going to have to load the amp up, so this is going to take a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get this going. What's going on, Bert? How you doing? That's a little bit of... What the heck? Is he on the wrong sideband? What the... He's on the wrong side, man.
CQ North America, CQ North America, CQNA. From Echo Alpha, Alpha Echo. Clear that. CQ calling CQ North America, South America. CQ South America, CQ North America. From Echo Charlie, 6 Alpha, Alpha Echo. CQ
Echo Charlie 6 Alpha Alpha Echo Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Kilowatt 1 Golf Mike Mike. Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike.
Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Is Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your call. You see, I'm reporting 5 by 7. My name is Joe. How are you doing, Cobra?
Hey, Joe. How you doing? Yes. Thanks for the 5557. You are a 59. It's difficult to tell because of the static crashing. We have a very, very noisy band here. And name is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo, Victor Echo. Steve is the handle in state of Vermont, Victor Tango, Vermont. EC6 AAE, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Over.
Roger, Steve. No problem at all. No problem. Thank you very much for coming to 80 meters. I want you still here in 40 meters, and thank you for your coming for 80 meters back. Congratulations. 5557 is my time at the moment. 5557. That may be probably the propagation. Can you have the possible report here in the cluster also that say I call you to North America and
Okay, I've got some heavy splatter. Somebody just came in on 3800 there, and I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Yes, thank you for 80 meters, and it looks like we did work on the 16th a while ago on 40 meters. 40 meters, Balearic Islands. Good to hear you, my friend. 7373, if you can hear me, and good DX. Have a great weekend. Over. Wow.
Thank you very much, my friend. And can you have a time to put a smoke with my station calling to North America here in 73, and thank you. Kilo 1, call for my mind. Echo Canada, 6 Alpha Echo. Joe, 73, good luck.
73, you too. Thanks again. Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Get him, Rick.
November 8, Sugar, Denmark Radio. November 8,
North America, over.
November 8, Sugar, Denmark Radio.
I got
November 8, Sugar, Denmark Radio.
Get him, Rick. Okay. Now it's just one contact, okay? You can't base anything on one contact. But he was running a kilowatt at least on a vertical, and I was running just bumping 400 watts. on the array, and I looked down at the screen, and he was about the same signal I was. He was about a 5.7, just bumping a 5.8. So in the one contact, that's really good news, because I'm in an ungodly nightmare of a hole to transmit out of. And so this thing must have some kind of appreciable gain, because I was only running 400 max and he was running a KW. So it is true. It's all about the antenna. And there is another. Looking here. Switch sidebands. Hey, there's Lou. Hey, let's see if we can get Lou, just for giggles. We'll torment Lou. He's a big station. He usually does hear you. Kilo 1 Golf Mike. Yeah, I think so too, Rick.
Very good morning. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for the call. Your time over 9.
Wow.
Time over 9. Here in Barcelona. Very good signal. The name is Lou. London, Oscar Uniform. Kilo 1, George Mike. EA3 Japan Echo. Over.
Okay, Lou. Very cool. Thank you for the signal report, and great to hear you on the band. The name is Steve. We have worked a couple times on 80 meters. You are 20, S9 plus 20, and I am testing. It's not a new antenna, but it's the same system I had up last winter, but I did some work to the property and reinstalled it over the past 2 days. And thank you for the report. I'm running 400 watts, and the antenna is a 80-meter phased delta loop array, pointed northeast, currently at 53 degrees. And I'm actually shocked, 10 over. And thank you for the very generous report, although I don't believe it. Good to hear you, Lou. EA3JE, Kilo 1 Golf Mike. How copy?
Japan Echo, your 400 watts, your antenna is good signal for a time over 9 here in Barcelona at 80 meters. And the receiving for Tango 1000D to my antenna, 3 elements, Moto 1 Yagi.
Oh my God.
Okay, thank you. Now it's 7 and the one before 20 meters also. Kilo 1, George Mike, EA3 Japan Echo, QSL, over 7.
Okay, Lou, yes, QSL. Thank you very much for taking the call. Appreciate your time. Wish you good DX and a great weekend coming up there. And hope the family is doing well as well. Good to hear you on the band. Big signal as always. Booming 3-element monobander. Good Lord, dude. That is one big antenna. Have a good weekend. 7-3. EA3JE, Kilo 1 Golf Mike. All the best.
Thank you. And the next weekend, and good DX. Easy America 3. Japan Echo for the North America. November 8 Sugar.
Hey, Rick got him.
November 8th, Sugar Delta Radio.
Sugar Delta Radio. Echo America
Hey, Rick got him. Awesome. This is pretty cool because we got two stations in here, Rick and a SDR, and myself testing antennas tonight on the stream. How cool is that? Very cool. There's another one. Sure, I'm bang on here. Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike calling CQDX, CQ Delta X-Ray looking at Europe, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike calling it by. CQDX, CQ Delta X-Ray, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, CQDX, CQ Delta X-Ray, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, bye for call. CQ Delta X-Ray, CQDX, looking towards Europe. Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Bye for any calls. CQDX, CQ Delta X-Ray, CQDX, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Bye for any calls. CQ Delta X-Ray, CQDX, CQ Delta X-Ray. Looking towards Europe, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Calling CQDX, CQ Delta X-Ray, looking at Europe, Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Bye for any calls. QRZ, I hear you in there. Stand by just for a moment. I hear you in there. Let me see if I can get you in there. Give me your call several times slowly, phonetically. Over. Okay, is that a Mike Whiskey 6 Sierra Delta Lima? Over. Okay, I know Mike Whiskey 6. I think I've got that. But I think I've got the suffix wrong. You're right in the noise, but I do hear you. Mike Whiskey 6. Is it Delta? Just give me the suffix only, please, a few times. Over. Okay, hit me again with it. It's just the timing with the static crashing. I've got an S9++ of static crashing. Maybe we'll get lucky. I want to get this. Go ahead, hit me again multiple times. I'll sit here and wait. Over. Mike Whiskey 6. Are you still in there? I completely lost you. I didn't hear anything coming back. Mike Whiskey 6. Try it. Give it one more shot. One more shot. Over. I just can't get him. Okay. Is it ending in Lima? Ending in Lima. Over. Hey, Callum, what's going on? I can't get him. Yeah, but it's not legitimate. Hey, Callum. Yeah, have fun, buddy. Yeah, but it's not a legitimate contact, Ian, if he puts it in the chat. But I heard him. Oh, good Lord. Anyways, that's a negative. No copy there. I'm sorry, dude. I cannot get you out. The noise is horrific. And I'm going to have to shut down pretty quick here. Because we do have those storms coming in, and I don't want to be in here with all the antennas jacked in if we get crushed. I've dodged 2 bullets this year with big thunderstorms with close lightning strikes. So, yeah, the DX just isn't there, Chris. I don't know why, but anyways, this is Kilo 1 Golf Mike calling CQDX, CQ Delta X-ray, CQDX. Listening for stations in Europe, CQ Delta X-ray, any Europe. This is Kilo 1 Golf Mike, CQDX, and bye. CQ Delta X-ray, CQDX, listening for Europe, Kilo 1 Golf Mike, Kilo 1 Golf Mike, bye for a call. last call. This is Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike calling CQDX. CQDX, CQ Delta X-Ray. Listening for Europe. Kilo 1 Golf Mike Mike. Bye for any calls. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. And I have dinner waiting for me. Woohoo! Stand by. Yeah, it's just nothing in there. Surprise, 2 stations. It's a Friday night, too. You think it would be, you'd think it would be gangbusters. But anyways, got some very good reports. 10 over. If you think about that, Blue's probably running freaking 10 kilowatts, as someone said in the chat. And I was hitting him at 10 over on 400 watts on a 2-element Delta Loop array. That ain't bad, really. It's not. It's okay. The other station was even more, made me happy, because he was about an S7, S8, and he was running a full KW, and I was running 400. So, like I said, you gotta evaluate this stuff over a period of weeks, not like a handful of contacts. And whatever it says on paper, I know for a fact, based upon my QTH, there is a lot of interaction with stuff. Even trees within a certain wavelength of the antennas affects the way they behave. Trees are full of water. So things can look great on paper, but when you put it in the real world, the biggest thing I was looking for is, how does it hear? How does it transmit? I know if I'm hearing Tokyo, it's hearing good. And if you look at the screen, I mean, it's just, you know, it's crazy. I'll just grab this station right here. There's nothing really out. Oh, whoa, look at that. Yeah, he's 30 pushing 40 over. I actually had stations in here last night at 45, almost 50 over on this thing. Oh, let me flip it. And there we go. Yeah. Pretty freaking cool. This one's here to stay. Anyways, you guys have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by and keeping me company. It's actually a lot of fun. And if you want to subscribe, go for it. I don't care. I don't do this for money. I'm doing this for fun. The only advantage you get with subscribing is that you'll be notified if I schedule an event. So go for it. If you want to get notified, you know, of up and coming stuff, which is nothing serious really. It's just knocking around in here. So you want to stop by and keep me company, at least you'll know when it's happening. Other than that, subscription's not necessary. But that being said, I appreciate you all you stopping by, and we'll catch you all later. 7-3. Woo! Don't forget, get amped. Get amped up, baby. 7-3 gang. Have a good evening. I'll stay, keep it running just for a moment and close out the chat here. Catch you later.